The human digestive system is responsible for the important process of digestion. Digestion breaks down food that has been consumed into nutrients that the body needs. These nutrients are responsible for supplying the body with energy, growth, and repair. The complex digestive process begins with the mouth. The mouth serves as the starting point in the digestive system. It is the opening of the alimentary canal, which is the entire route that food travels in digestion, from mouth to anus. The mouth is capable of the mastication of food, more commonly known as chewing. This breaks down food so it is easier to flow down through the alimentary canal. Inside the mouth lies the tongue. Without the tongue, we would not be able to taste foods because the tongue holds the taste buds. There are 5 different taste buds that are activated by different sense flavors: salty, sour, sweet, bitter, and umami. The tongue is also used to push food back further in our mouths during mastication. The crucial stage in the digestive process of mastication could not be done without the teeth. There are 3 different types of teeth that all aid in the process of breaking down food. The incisors are in the front of the jaw and they cut the food. Next are the bicuspids that tear the food. Lastly are the molars, which are in the back of the jaw and they grind the food down. The mouth is equipped with salivary glands that release saliva. The saliva moistens the food during mastication. Saliva also contains digestive enzymes which aid in breaking down food. When the food is broken down, saliva acts as a lubricant for when the food moves from mouth to esophagus, making the transition work more smoothly. The roof of the mouth, or the palate, also plays a key role in the digestion process. The palate helps guide the masticated food down the throat. The palate is also connected to the uvula, which holds the gag reflex. The palate is important in making sure that the food goes down properly and does not make contact with the uvula. After the mouth, food enters the pharynx. This is the uppermost level of the throat, and it connects the mouth to the esophagus. Muscles in the pharynx allow food to be pushed into the esophagus. Salivary glands are located in the pharynx. The pharynx is not only heavily involved in the digestive process, but also crucial in the respiratory process. The esophagus is the organ that connects the pharynx to the stomach. More specifically, it is a fibroelastic muscular tube, meaning that it is smooth externally and internally, which is efficient for food travel. The broken down food from the pharynx travels through this tube into the stomach where the digestive process is continued. The esophagus would not function properly without peristalsis. Peristalsis is the way that the bolus, or broken down food and saliva mixture, moves down from the esophagus into the stomach. Peristalsis consists of rhythmic contractions of the smooth muscle that push the bolus down into the stomach. The stomach is the major organ in the digestive system. The upper part of the stomach is connected to the esophagus where it receives the bolus. The bolus gets churned and mixed by the stomach. The stomach then turns the bolus into chyme, which is the fluid form of food that is sent from the stomach into the duodenum.
Food remains in the stomach anywhere from 1 to 4 hours. Rugae, which are folds that line the walls of the stomach, expand and contract to mix the chyme inside the stomach. During this time, gastric juice, with a pH level of 3, is secreted between the rugae and begins to digest proteins. From here, the chyme moves to the first loop of the small intestine, known as the duodenum. Here, the acidic content of chyme changes to basic. Juices from the pancreas continue to break down and digest proteins, and bile from the gallbladder begins to break down fats. Meanwhile, the liver performs many necessary functions for the body. It stores blood, iron, glycogen, and certain vitamins. It produces amino acids, proteins, cholesterol, urea, and bile. This bile then empties out into the gallbladder. This bile then breaks down the fat in a process known as emulsification. During emulsification, bile dissolves large fat globules into smaller fat bubbles. At the same time, the pancreas secretes juice to finish digestion of protein and produces insulin to control blood sugar levels. The chyme then moves through the middle part of the small intestine, known as the jejunum, to the ileum, which makes up the last 2/3 of the small intestine. The smooth muscles then push the chyme through the small intestine through a process called peristalsis. On the walls of the ileum are small finger-like projections called villi. The thin membranes on these villi allow for easy absorption by diffusion. These small villi help to absorb the necessary vitamins, minerals, and nutrients from the chyme into the bloodstream. After the chyme moves through the ileum, it moves to the ileocecal junction, which connects the small intestine to the large intestine. Next to the ileocecal junction lies the appendix, a vestigial organ that once acted as a second stomach. Through evolution, this function has disappeared, but the appendix remains. The large intestine is made up of 4 parts known as the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and sigmoid colon. This is where the last of the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals are absorbed and where water is absorbed back into the body. The dry chyme is now referred to as feces. From the large intestine, the feces moves to the rectum. The rectum is the holding area for feces. The feces then moves through the anus, the sphincter that controls the flow of feces, and is finally excreted out of the body, and the digestive process is finished. This completes the process of digestion in the body. We hope you learned some valuable information about the different parts of the digestive system and how they all work to break down foods, absorb nutrients into the body, and excrete waste products. Thank you for watching.